Hi there, it's Nina Nandagopal at almostpractical.com, and today I'm going to walk you through something called the Perfect Notebook. In full disclosure, I would like to say that I did receive this notebook and the inserts for purposes of this review from the great people at the Perfect Notebook, but all opinions are my own. So the Perfect Notebook it really does live up to its name. It is a great way to set goals and work towards achieving them. This planner is a disc-bound planner, and it has 10 silver discs, so it's very understated, very professional looking. It works great at home, and it works great if you take it to work. And it comes with a durable sort of vinyl cover, and it's totally customizable inside. So I'll explain to you how the system works, but you can really make it your own because it is disc bound. You can move the pages around, you can add pages, you can remove pages. And there's a lot of inserts that are available and refills for once you use up the pages that are inside. So the planner that I received, and there's a couple different bundles on the website that you can choose from, but this is the one that I received, and it includes 2 of these great little rulers, so you can use them in different places to mark your pages inside the book. And at the very beginning there's an explanation of how the system works, so that will help too, but it's really based on a 4-step premise, where step 1 is to plan, step 2 is to act, step 3 is to monitor, and step 4 is to reflect on your progress. And to do that, you start with your big blocks, or your big block dashboard, which they include in here. And that is a place that you can see where you can set your professional goals, goals for fun and recreation, goals for relationships, goals for body time, personal growth, and skill building. And you can kind of list your focus out here. And these dashboards cover kind of a finite time period, and that period can be whatever you want it to be, but it really fits with like a 2-week period because there's 10 little icons underneath each category where you can track your progress. So as you complete your steps towards accomplishing, say, your professional goals or your fun and recreation, you can cross off one of these icons to show what you've completed. So here you might say, like for your body time, your focus is to walk every day. And every day that you walk, you would mark off one of these icons, so you know that you're making that progress. And at the end of 2 weeks, you can come back and see what goals you did the most work on and what goals you probably still need to do more focus on, or maybe need to readjust for the next 2 weeks. But the big blocks dashboard is only part of the picture. This is your planning phase. Your step 2, which is acting, is when you would use these daily task manager pages. And these, I think, are fantastic because at the beginning of each day, you would sit down and say, decide what you're going to work on today. What are your big blocks? And list those out right here. So you know what time you have available to you, correct? So in the time that you have available to work on your goals, what are the things that you're going to get done today? And you can split those into your A priority things, which are things that must get done, and your B priority things, which would be things that are nice to be able to get done. And you can list out, what can wait until tomorrow. You can list people that you need to get in touch with. And they have a little place called parking lot, which is the stuff that needs to get done, but maybe not right away. And then you have a place for notes. And across the top, you would check off which big blocks you're working towards on this particular day. You can also keep track of how much water, of your water intake for the day. And at the end of the day, you can rate your progress. Did you have a productive day, or was it, just totally out of control? Because we all have days like that too. But these daily task manager pages are what's going to keep you moving forward towards your big blocks dashboard. And then at the end of each day, you can come back here and cross off or color in, or however you want to track these icons. So visually, you can really see it when you go into step 4, which is your reflection. So step 1 is setting your goals. Step 2 is acting on your goals. Step 3 is monitoring your goals, which would be you're crossing these things off and keeping track of what you're doing. And then step 4 is your reflection. And on the back of each of these big blocks dashboard pages, there is a space for reflection. And they ask questions like, did I achieve my goals in a balanced way? How can I maintain this? Or if not, what got in my way? You can talk about the blocks that got the most attention, and perhaps the ones that you really didn't get to. And then you can talk about the conditions that were external that affected your progress, your internal conditions, like what motivated you, and if things were priorities or not. So this is a really great way to stay on track and keep moving forward with your goals. There's also some blank lined note pages in here, which I think are great to intersperse. Again, this is a disc-bound planner, so you can pull these out and put them, all of this can be rearranged. This is sort of how my planner came, but definitely I would rearrange it so that I would have my big block sheet with my daily pages right behind it, and maybe my note pages right behind that, so that it's all together. My progress for each week is all together. In addition to what comes in the planner, you can buy these little booster packs or these little refills. And the ones that I have here are the dated monthly calendar pages, which are great because this gives you sort of the high level bird's eye view of what you have on your schedule, what's coming up. And I would definitely stick these at the beginning. And I did not get the weekly pages, but there are also weekly inserts, so you can time block your day and say, between 8 and 9 every day, I'm going to do my reading or exercise or whatever it is that you have on your goal pages. So these are really great, and this particular set goes from 2021, from the beginning of 2021 all the way to the end of 2022. And then there's some blank pages in there as well, some blank calendar pages. So this could last you, a really long time, and is really nice to have in addition to your goal setting work. Another booster pack that they sent is this 2021 goal tracking sheets, and this allows you space to track your goals on a yearly basis. So, you can list your goal, if it's especially something like exercising, and just, cross off the days that you accomplish it. And at the end of the year, you kind of have a really good idea of how well you did at working at that goal. And so there's the yearly pages, and then there's these monthly pages. So maybe you have a goal that's a little bit more short term, not something like a yearly goal. Maybe it's a project at work that you need to work on, or something that you might just finish in a month. Say you have a special anniversary party to plan or a birthday party to plan. So you can work on planning that with these monthly goal pages. And then there's weekly focus pages as well. So for a really short-term goal, something that you need to get done this week, these are super little ways to stay on track with that. You know, just write down your goal, and hopefully by the end of the week you have it done. You know, just cross off the days that you worked on it. So I really love these goal tracking sheets, and these you can intersperse in here as well, which is the beauty of the disc-bound system, in that you're not stuck with, you know, with, like, say, a spiral-bound book. Your pages are stuck in that particular order. But with a disc-bound book, you can rearrange things, you can pull things out, you can put things in, and have your one book that you keep with you all the time, and keep the size of it very manageable. You can pull out the pages that are not being used, or the pages that are already used. So this is the perfect notebook, and it really is a great planning tool. I think it's really fantastic. I will link to the product in the description below, and I really hope you enjoyed this review. Come visit me on my website at almostpractical.com. My name is Nina, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and a like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today.